everybody, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a review on the Body Shop Fresh Nude foundation. I got this, I think it was like back in January. It's in one of my Body Shop hauls, which I will put one of the iCards to at the top. And the reason behind me getting this was I had one of the Body Shop vouchers, which I think you get on like most of your receipts, and I think they run the promotion throughout the shop anyway. It's a if you spend £25 you get £10 off, and I was looking for a new everyday foundation. The one that I had been using was nearly finished, and I have a foundation for like special occasions, like when I'm going out and I want my skin to look very like as good as it can look. And then I have an everyday foundation where I just want it to like even out my skin tone. I have obviously acne scars that you've seen many occasions on both of my cheeks, and I do suffer with like red blotchy skin. So I basically wanted a foundation that just evened it out. I wasn't bothered about having loads of coverage. I just wanted something that would even out my skin tone and just make it look more kind of settled, if that makes sense. Like the redness to be settled and a little bit of coverage for the acne scars, but nothing too full on and cakey. So I'd read a couple of reviews about this, but nothing to be like, oh yeah, that's the foundation that I want to go and try. I'd looked on their website and seen they did a couple of foundations, but I thought I'd try this one just because basically the name of it is the Fresh Nude foundation, which obviously it made me think of, okay, that's not going to be much coverage. It's just going to be like just basically like a nude kind of skin feeling foundation, if that makes sense. So I went in, got colour matched, and the colour that I got is Bora Bora, and it says 012. So I don't know if that's relation to like a different number, like in a different country. I don't know if that's, they don't have the same names, I'm not sure. But as I say, it's in Bora Bora, and I got colour matched by the lady, and she told me a little bit about it. She said that it's sheer coverage and you can build on the coverage, but it obviously is more of a foundation really to even out your skin tone and make it not feel like you are wearing foundation. So I was like, that's perfect for me, that's what I want. So I got this, I think it was £14, I can't remember. If it's not £14, I'll leave a little annotation in about how much it actually was. So it comes with a pump, so this is what the bottle looks like. Not the most attractive bottle, but I think it serves the purpose. It is a glass bottle, the lid comes off and you've got the pump. So I think maybe the design could be a bit more fancier, but at the end of the day, it comes in a sturdy glass bottle and it's got a pump. That's all I want really. Smells like a normal foundation. It's not overly runny, it's kind of a bit creamy, and it blends really well. And what I like about it is it's not like, it doesn't dry quickly. It's not a drying foundation. It doesn't dry your skin out, it doesn't dry quickly. You can keep blending it and it just blends out really nicely, I feel. As I say, it doesn't give much coverage. It gives like a very light, so I'm just wiping this off my hand so I don't get it on my bed sheets or on my clothes. It's a buildable coverage, but my view is it's a buildable coverage, which is fine, but I think it's a very good foundation for just evening out your skin tone. And I feel if you're then gonna build up the coverage of it, then it's probably not the best foundation to be using. So the aim of it is, as it says, like Fresh Nude foundation, is to even out skin tone and make it not look like you're wearing foundation. It doesn't feel like, I've got it on now, it doesn't feel like I've got foundation on if I touch my skin. It doesn't feel all like cakey or have that like greasy feel. It doesn't feel anything like that. So I would personally, if I was going to build up the coverage, then I would get another foundation that's got more coverage than this. My personal reason for buying this foundation was to just even out everything. So I wear this to work and I do 12.5-hour shifts, and I do day shifts and night shifts. So I just think if I'm going to be wearing foundation for that long, I don't want something that's very heavy, very cakey. I just want something that is going to even out my skin tone and make it look more like settled, if that makes sense. So I want like the red blotchiness to look more even and more settled. I want my acne scars to look more settled. So I didn't want something that you could like build and build and build and build, because then it kind of defeats the object of having a foundation that is lightweight and is meant to look like your skin, if that makes sense. So I like this foundation. At first I wasn't sure, because I'd used it a couple of times and I found that round my nose, where I can get a little bit oily, I do normally have dry skin, but because I work in like a warm environment, then obviously I get hot and then I can get a little bit oily sort of here and just kind of like round my nose a bit here. So I did find that it used to go a bit patchy round here, so I'd have to like powder, which for most foundations you'd have to do that anyway. So I kind of got past that, and I do actually really like this. I have found on occasions, not all the time, but I have found on some that it does oxidize, but mainly around sort of like my jaw area, and it can get a bit patchy. Apart from that, I actually really like the foundation. I think it's lightweight, it's blendable, you can obviously build on the coverage if you want to. It does give like a dewy finish, nowhere near like a matte finish at all. So I think if you want a foundation that is lightweight, doesn't feel like you've got loads and loads of foundation on, you just want one that just evens out your skin tone and makes it not look like you've really got foundation on, then I think this would be really good for you. And I say, it's not something I would wear on a night out, so I've not tried it for being on a night out, but I just think for everyday basis you can't really go wrong with this. In here you get 30 mils, so I normally do one pump, and then that normally does me. If there's something that I want to cover up a little bit more, or my skin is feeling like extra blotchy, then I would put like maybe another half pump on and put that on. But normally one pump covers my face and does what I need it to do. So I think that this will last quite a while. The way that I put it on is I use the Body Shop brush. I think it's the N39E, I think. I'll put a picture of it here. And I have used it with a beauty blender, but the brush was what the girl like colour matched me. She used that to put it on, and I just find that it just puts it on really nicely, and I just stipple it all over my face, and I just find that it goes on very like just really well. So with the beauty blender, I have tried it with that and it goes on well as well, but I find I just prefer using a brush at the moment. That just seems to be my go-to tool to apply my foundation. So let me know if you've used this and how you feel about it. And I have read a few reviews since buying this, and most of them say what I say. There's been a couple of bad ones, like it made people break out, but that's going to be with every product. What could work for me and doesn't break me out could work for someone else and not break them out, but then could be someone else that didn't work for them and it did break them out. It just all depends on everyone's individual skin as to if the product will break them out or not. So for me, it hasn't broke me out at all. It lasts for as long as I need it to. Yeah, I do need to powder throughout the day, but that's my skin, and some other people don't need to powder throughout the day. It just all depends on your own skin. So let me know if you've used this and what your thoughts are, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.